From there, we start getting his feedback. And we serve another pilot customer number 2, number 3, number 4. We test with 100 people. Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So now let's talk about women in tech. Number one, you were working before for eBay in corporate job. They pay you very good money. You're very comfortable in San Francisco. Do you thought this through that it's gonna be a good idea to you to start your own tech company, especially in the clothing space? Do you have an idea how competitive this space is, and how complex is to succeed in tech? And now you're jumping into an industry like mine. Who's gonna buy clothes online or get advice about clothing online? Doesn't make sense. People want to see the clothes. They want to go to a store and wear it and see themselves. And now all these sound a little bit of futuristic. Were you aware that a huge risk that you took starting the thing, and you did quit your job, or you start this company parallel when you have, how was your transition from corporate to entrepreneur?
Sure.
I'm asking you this question because a lot of our listeners are cash rich, time poor, and we love to do this transition for corporate to become an entrepreneur, a tech entrepreneur, but they have fear. They still don't have the courage to do this. So where do you find the courage to do this transition?
Got it. I think so. I actually never thought I would be an entrepreneur. I grew up in a blue collar family. None of my families actually have built a business before. My dad is factory worker. My mom is housewife. I was very lucky in the family. They really care about education, and very lucky that I grew up in Taiwan, where the education system is the better school is, the cheaper the tuition is. So I grew up always go to the best school because my mom said we cannot afford it. Okay, now we get a best school, so which is very different from the US. But I always found myself in the last 10 years that every time I work for a company, and somehow eventually I get into the new department. I helped Meta to build Facebook, Instagram shopping. I went to eBay and I joined the emerging market team. I led new business in the US and Latin America, Africa, Asia. I was and when I was in Meta, I also helped build Facebook connectivity, which is bringing internet to countries that doesn't have internet, like Nigeria, suburb, and Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda. And then I was Target and helped Target, the retailer, to launch their tech office in Silicon Valley. And I even scouting the office space for them. And
my
I helped
goodness, you have a brilliant corporate career. There was, fantastic.
Yeah,
what are you doing your own business? You crazy?
Yeah, but I never thought I would be an entrepreneur. I just know that I love 0 to 1. And then we as I mentioned earlier, like it started with it's just an idea that I'm passionate about, because after I rent clothes and after I started dressing up better, I realized my whole mindset changed. I feel ready for my day. I don't think anyone will notice any difference in me. In fact, I don't think it's about outfit for me, but it's more mentally. It's almost like student. When we were kids, as soon as we bought the textbook, we feel that we are ready for the exam, even though you haven't read it yet, right? Or as soon as you hire a tutor, you feel like I'm ready for the exam, even though you haven't had any classes yet. But it's more of the mental health, or like the gadget guy behind superhero. They will tap on their boss's back, say, "Okay, you're ready to go," right? You're the gay friend in the movies. They tap on your best friend. You tap on your shoulder and say, "Yes, you are ready to go." I realized how much it changed my mindset and help me feel that I'm ready to conquer the challenges. And I start really passionate about idea. I applying for those women's rental company. I got offer from them to be their chief product officer, but for many reasons, I didn't like to move into a different city or something, so I didn't take the job. So it started with that one passion about idea that I have. But then I think the point was that when I was laid off from Meta during COVID, but I think so with my backgrounds and with all those big tech companies, I can go to any big tech companies that I
Absolutely.
want,
You don't have
right?
any
So
problem to find any
so
new
it's
job.
more of a decision. Am I going back to corporate? Yes, I got the lost a job at Meta, but I got the severance and then I can go work for another company like Google. But am I going back to the corporate or am I building something on my own? And there was a moment that I realized as an immigrant from Taiwan and I realized I haven't really think about what I want. I have always trying to achieve what people think is
Mhm.
better. When I was working for Sears, Target is better, is second largest retailer, better than Sears, so I joined Target. When I worked for Target, McDonald came to me and said, "Hey,
Wow.
Target is only US based. You want to work for a global company that you can build product globally for McDonald food delivery every single country. Okay, global is better. I joined them. When I'm there, I realized that tech companies doing e-commerce better than company like McDonald's. So I joined eBay, tech company. When I was at eBay, I realized Meta has more cutting edge technology and joined Meta. So I always think about what can I do better versus what I'm really good at and what I'm really passionate about, which is actually building zero to one. And that was a moment I realized, hey, I have this idea. I have time. Either I apply job, go back to corporate, or I try this. And one last moment was that my co-founder, who was my MBA classmates, I went to University of Chicago, got my MBA more than 10 years ago. And that when we graduate, we have an entrepreneurship class. She was the championship of that year, and I was a second. So 10 years fast forward, she said, hey, I know operation and finance, tech and marketing. We know very different things. But we had the MBA together. We know each other well. We have a similar concept of like strategic thinking. If you are starting a company, I will go with you. And there was a
Wow.
last, hey, okay, you got a team, you got time, you got the idea. It's perfect, and we start. But answer your question: is it hard, easy, extremely difficult? So, right, I think few
What
things
your
I
parents told you when you said that I'm quitting this thing? Were they worried?
I have done too many crazy things in my career that my mom already realized that she cannot stop me. My first job was reporter out of college, and then I was investigation news reporter. I will go undercover in human trafficking
Oh my God. Very
in
dangerous.
Southeast Asia for
Wow.
few. So my mom already give up on me in terms of like adventurous, but I think it's extremely difficult. So for
How about
people who
friends? How about friends that told you, do you think this true? Are you gonna throw away your corporate career or your wonderful corporate career that you paying you a lot of money? Because these companies they make you very comfortable. They make sure they pay you good money and they keep you happy because they want to
yeah,
keep the talent for themselves. And they
yeah,
know how
so
to sell themselves very good. Come to the global company. Do you want to
yeah,
do this? They know how to
I
sell
told my
themselves so good to you.
I
Yeah.
told my boyfriend at the time and now my husband, and I said, we will be struggling financially for many years. What's your thoughts? And from like 500,000 salary, now we have nothing. And he said, like, okay, if that's the case, we can always move to suburb rental spaces. We can move to a smaller studios. We don't have any kids, and we always have just you and me. So we just change our lifestyles and do something. And what I thought of was, I started a company age 40, and if I think I will succeed. And if I really didn't succeed, I can always go back to corporate with my
100%.
resume in the last 15 years, right? But if I don't try it now, I probably will regret because I really don't know. I can either work for Google or I can try to build the next Google, even though we might only have 1% chance or less. But are you trying to like what you want to do something that you can imagine for the rest of your life, or you want to try something so then you won't regret? And eventually, that's how we start Taylor. And then how do we get the first? You ask, it's difficult. It's very difficult. I think one thing that I regret, I'm not regretting starting company, never. However, I do regret that I should get involved a lot earlier. So people who are listening, if you haven't started your
Mhm.
company,
Mhm.
one thing I regret that I do
People are
is that
waiting for years to take the
yeah,
step.
you
Listening
should
this
get
podcast, they are
involved.
listening this podcast right now,
Yeah,
and they haven't find the courage to do it.
yeah, then you should get involved because it's like the whole community is very different. The founder, the investor. Once you get involved, you will learn. So you will be learning before you are doing it. For example, I wish I became an angel investor 10, 20 years ago. Even you invest more money, most of the startup here take 25,000. So, or if crowdfunding, you invest a few $1,000s, cheaper than the same price as your iPhone. Then at least you will get involved. You will start get into a community. You will know investor. You will know founder. You will learn about their experience
You know
before
how
you
it
start.
works before you start your own one, right?
Exactly. So, like, don't wait. Like for me, because I always incorporate, I don't see any reason why I should get involved in startup besides using them as a vendor, right? So then I really do, and I think that's one thing that I regret that I wish that I do earlier. And then in terms of how do we get our first clients, so I launch a Shopify site, which is just $10, and then we launch a wait list. There's no feature, just like, hey Taylor, AI pick clothes for you. We send you real clothes for you to rent. $100, you get to wear 10 clothes per month. No more shopping or laundry. Put down your email address if you are interested in joining wait list. And a few weeks went by. There's someone emailed me. He said, "Can you bump me up to your wait list? I'm very interested in the service." I ignored the guy. I thought he's a scam. We are nobody, it's just a random landing page. And then a month went by, and the guy called me. Hi,
Wow.
I'm Michael. Somehow he contacted me on LinkedIn and he found my phone number on LinkedIn.
Wow.
And then he called
Wow.
me and I
That
picked
how
up phone.
interesting he was. Wow, amazing.
And then he said, I'm Michael, I'm real estate agent. He probably call people all the time. I'm real estate agent. I am very interested in your service. And I've been on the wait list for 2 months. You guys must be super popular. No, we are nobody. We haven't started anything. So you look
You're the
very
first one.
popular. Can you please bump me up to the wait list so I can enjoy the service? I really like the brochure on the homepage. It's a real customer. So then we went to Macy's. It was before Christmas. It was on sale. Bought anything on sale that fit with the guy Michael and go to post office, put into the box and ship it to him. From there, we start getting his feedback and we get serve another pilot customer number 2, number 3, number 4. We test with 100 people. From there, every
Wow.
single time we learn, oh, we need an AI stylist, we need operational tool, we need and we need to partner. So we need with fashion brand, they are high quality fashion brands. We also need to partner with dating site like Coffee Meets Bagel, which we are partnering now. We also need to do ABC. So then with that, we were able to build a business plan. And then as a business plan, we're ready to fundraise.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.